When everything collapses, people don't die because they lack tools. They die because they build the wrong shelter in the wrong place for the wrong problem. Here's how to stay alive with zero tools. This isn't bushcraft fantasy. This isn't about crafting a beautiful log cabin in the woods. Zero tools means exactly that. No knife, no axe, no shovel, no rope. Nothing. It's just you, the materials already around you, and a set of rules that work everywhere, whether you're surrounded by city rubble, a dense forest, deep snow, or a barren wasteland. This is about physics, not fantasy. Shelter is not about walls. It's not about a roof over your head in the traditional sense. In a survival situation, a shelter has only 3 jobs. First, it must block the wind. Second, it must stop the ground from stealing your body heat. And third, it has to shrink the airspace around you so your own body can warm it. That's it. Those are the only things that matter. So here are the only 4 things a zero-tool shelter absolutely must do. 1. Block the wind. 2. Insulate you from underneath. 3. Trap your body heat from above. And 4. Stay put without any effort on your part. If your shelter doesn't do all 4 of these things, it's just decoration. It's a tomb, not a shelter. Let's start with the most important step, the one people get wrong 99% of the time. Step 1. Location matters more than design. Where you build is infinitely more important than what you build. People in distress make predictable, fatal errors. They choose hilltops for a better view. They pick open clearings because they feel spacious. They camp in dry riverbeds because they're flat and clear of debris. These are all traps. They are wind corridors and kill zones. The good locations are boring, but they are safe. Look for the downwind side of any large object, a boulder, a fallen tree, the wall of a ruined building. Find a slight depression in the ground, a natural hollow that's out of the wind's main path. Use the leeward side of any structure. The goal is to let the landscape do the work for you. Stop moving the moment you feel the wind drop. That's your spot. You shelter with the terrain, not against it. Remember this, wind exposure will kill you much faster than cold. Step 2. Insulate from the ground first. This is the rule that separates the living from the dead. People are obsessed with roofs. They spend hours building cover from the rain, all while lying on the cold, hard ground. The ground is a massive heat sink. It will suck your warmth out of your body through conduction, relentlessly, all night long, and it will never get tired. It will never get warm. If you sleep on the ground wins. Your mission is to build a thick, fluffy mattress of anything you can find. In a city, this means cardboard, newspapers, plastic bags, trash. In a forest, it's dry leaves, pine needles, bark, dead grass. Use your backpack, use your spare clothing, pile it up. The absolute minimum thickness you're aiming for is the length of your arm, from your elbow to your fingertips. If possible, make it even thicker. Your body, a bed of insulation. If this is starting to sound more realistic than those videos about building a palace with a shoelace, then you understand what this is about. This is survival that works under pressure, when you're exhausted and freezing and you don't have time for nonsense. Now, step 3. Build a micro-shelter, not a room. The biggest mistake people make is trying to build something they can stand up in, something with headroom. Every cubic inch of empty space in your shelter is a cubic inch of air that your body has to heat. It's a battle you will lose. You need to build something just big enough for you to curl up in a fetal position. Think coffin, not cabin. Your shelter should be a debris cocoon, a hollowed-out pile of leaves and brush that you crawl inside of. It can be a simple lean-to, using a fallen log or a car as the main beam, with other debris piled against it to form a tiny wedge. In the snow, you can dig a snow trench or hollow out a drift. The space should be claustrophobic. The rule is simple. If you can stretch out comfortably, your shelter is probably too big. Step 4. Use weight, not knots. Zero tools means zero tying. You can't lash branches together. You can't tie down a flap. So what holds your shelter together? Gravity. Your new best friend is weight. You will hold your shelter together by piling, wedging, and layering. Find a heavy log and roll it on top of the branches you're using for your roof. It won't blow away. Find smaller rocks to hold down pieces of cardboard. Use existing walls, trees, boulders, or even abandoned vehicles as your anchors, your main structural supports. You lean and pile things against them. Stack heavier material on top of lighter material. Let the weight do the work. Weight replaces rope. Step 5. Block the wind before you block the rain. This is another one that feels wrong, but it's pure physics. People see dark clouds and they immediately start building a roof. But a shelter that's dry but leaks wind is just a freezer. The wind will strip your heat from you sideways, a process called convection. It makes your own warm air pocket worthless. Your first priority is to find out which way the wind is blowing and build a solid, dense, impenetrable wall on that side. Seal it aggressively. Pack it with leaves, dirt, snow, whatever you can find. All other sides are secondary. You should have one small entrance on the leeward side, the side protected from the wind, just big enough to crawl through. A dry shelter that lets the wind in is a death trap. Step 6. Manage moisture or you will die slowly. There are 3 ways water will try to kill you in your shelter, and only one of them is rain. The other 2 come from your own body, sweat and condensation. If you crawl into your shelter after exerting yourself, your sweat will soak your clothes and they will lose all their insulating value. As you breathe, the moisture in your breath will condense on the cold inner surfaces of your shelter, dripping back down on you. Wet insulation is useless. So what do? First, vent your shelter slightly. That small opening on the leeward side is critical. Second, never ever go to sleep sweaty. Cool down before you get in. Third, if any of your layers of clothing are damp, change them before you rest. Even if you have nothing dry to change into, wring them out as much as possible. Remember the hierarchy. Dry beats warm. Warm beats nothing. Now, let's talk about the single biggest mistake people make when they're trying to do this. They try to build something impressive. They want to construct a shelter that looks like something from a movie. They want a proper little hut. They want to feel like they've conquered nature. Survival shelters are ugly. They are cramped, dark, and temporary, and that is exactly why they work. They are brutally efficient. They are not about comfort, it's about getting your core body temperature through the night. So, here's your 60-second checklist before you settle in. Ask yourself these 4 questions. Is the wind completely blocked from at least one direction? Is the ground beneath me thickly insulated? Is the airspace around my body minimized? And is my body fully covered inside the structure? If you can answer yes to all 4, you've done it. You've bought yourself the night. You don't need tools to survive the first night of a collapse. You need discipline, you need restraint, and you need a deep respect for physics. Build small, stay dry, block the wind, and let time do the rest.